Hey, I'm Mickey,
I'm Kat.
and we are Cat and Mouse Astrology. Welcome to the full moon in Leo.
Full moon in Leo.
Full moon in Leo.
The snow moon, maybe?
Maybe. I didn't look it up. I haven't looked up what it is.
I think it's the snow moon.
Maybe. We are in the month of Imbolc. That was 15 degrees of Aquarius. So on the 17th, not only do we get our uh, new moon, but we get a new beginning with a new year.
hmm
Yeah. Kind of exciting. But here
Yeah.
we are now at a culmination point,
Wrapping up the year of the snake.
wrapping up the year of the snake. Do you feel like you're wrapping things up?
Probably. Yeah, it feels like something new is getting started. I'm not sure what I'm letting go of entirely just yet. These are like such long cycles that you can't always see it in the moment.
Right. I mean, unless you've had a project, I've had a project that I started in 2023. So it's tracking the Venus cycle, and I just wrapped it up on the 18th of January.
Mhm.
So I am moving into a new phase. So I'm feeling it for me in that way, but different people might feel it in different areas of their chart.
Sure.
So, and some of them are more subtle. One of yours
hmm
is in the 12th house. Let's take a look at this puppy, see what it looks
hmm
like.
hmm
Yeah. So we've got a beautiful full moon in the sign of Leo, the sign of ruled by the sun. And I can find my share button. There it is. Here it is. Here's our moon. Can you see it
Ooh,
okay?
yeah, it's almost a kite.
Yeah, it's pretty kite-like. Looks like it could go flying. We've got the black moon at a trine point with the Saturn Neptune conjunction. What aren't we seeing?
Hmm.
That's interesting. I can imagine a lot of things that could have been obscured for a while now that might be coming into a culmination of visibility with reality, with the reality of Saturn
Mm-hmm.
conjuncting the confusion of Neptune. There
hmm
might be a moment of clarity.
Hmm. What could that be about?
I can't imagine. There could be an island involved. I don't know.
Oh.
Notice Uranus is also at the sextile point.
hmm
There is two minor trines going on here, right? One
hmm
with Pluto and of course Saturn and Uranus, but then the other with Black Moon, Pluto and Saturn, Neptune. I mean,
Oh, it's a bowl.
yeah, it's creating that container. And notice how the moon is creating this fulcrum, is that what we want to call it? With this conjunction of really, from 3 degrees all the way to 21 degrees, we've got a stellium of planets, um, with the sun having just conjuncted Mars and moving into a conjunction with, or having just conjuncted Venus and moving into this conjunction with Mars.
hmm Which it just did like in early January. They were all together.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. What else do you see that's interesting here?
Hmm. Well, that's not much of a square. I was going to say the Chiron Jupiter thing, but they're not that close actually. And there's this sextile. I don't know. I don't know. Let's just look at the symbols.
Okay, I like it. We've got Jupiter. Let's look at a couple retrogrades first. We got Jupiter retrograde.
Okay.
We've got Uranus retrograde.
Okay.
We've got Mercury stationing to go retrograde in a matter of days.
Okay. Let's look at Cancer first.
Yeah.
Cancer 17 degrees. A hen scratching for her chicks. That's
Interesting.
that's good. That's life affirming, taking care of the future. And Uranus and Taurus at 27.
Actually, do that Chiron first, since there's a square between.
Okay.
Well, it's actually not much of a square. It's off by 6 degrees. So no, never mind. Just go ahead with the Uranus.
Okay.
It's really not in configuration with anything.
Right. Uranus, a mature woman reawakened to romance. We've been here
Cool.
for a little while.
At 27, 27.
Yeah.
And that's retrograde. And that is in configuration with a lot of stuff going on. So a
Mhm.
mature woman, what it say it again?
Reawakened to romance.
Reawakens a romance, and notice that it's in a square. Still, why do we? I need to change my adjustments so it's not showing these at
If
such far uh, delineations, because that's I don't usually consider a square unless it's at least within 5 degrees and sometimes within 3 degrees.
right,
So even though there's a red line there showing a square, I wouldn't count that as a square.
right. Agreed.
Yeah, but it is definitely in trine with Saturn. What do we
Yeah.
have with Saturn at 28 degrees?
Saturn at 28. Light breaking into many colors as it passes through a prism.
Yeah, we're back to that again.
Mm-hmm.
Because Saturn went back over that before, and now here it is back again. That's pretty cool. I kind of like that. That's a positive sign for women, and that's in configuration with Black Moon.
Oh, yes, which is 4 degrees Sagittarius. Ooh, an old owl up in a tree.
Fascinating. Yeah.
That's nice.
And that is within 4 degrees of the Neptune. So we are at a trine point of building trine there with these.
Neptune. A woman has risen out of the ocean. A seal is embracing her. This is all about the ladies
It is.
and the wisdom and the nature spirits.
And Saturn is moving faster and is going to catch up with Neptune, and they're both going to be conjunct at 0 Aries here on the 17th on
Mm,
the new moon on
nice.
Imbolc. That'd be
Nice.
a day to maybe consider taking a little bit of time off for yourself.
Good idea.
Uh-huh. Do a little planning, little ritual work wouldn't hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So since we have Chiron in between there, go ahead. What is the Chiron at 23 degrees of Aries?
An open window and a net curtain blowing into a cornucopia,
That's a nice one.
right?
Yeah.
Just like a fresh start, old wisdom chart so far.
Yeah, I really like that. That's moving further along into Aries and offering the healing into this wherever we have Aries in our chart, where all
Mm-hmm.
this stuff is moving into soon. We'll be having a lot of energy the minute Saturn conjuncts Neptune and Aries. Our focus is going to change because they're not going back to Pisces.
Right.
Saturn is on a 30-year cycle essentially, and Neptune on a longer cycle. So we're not going to be feeling the Saturn Neptune in Pisces energy again.
Thank God. That's been kind of rough.
Many of us at all, and some people not for a very long time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that this is an era is passing away. Did you have a change in your perspective when Neptune went into Pisces in 2010, 2011?
Oh, probably. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was living in Los Angeles and I was desperate to get out of the city because it's such an overwhelming and overstimulating place. And Um, I had hoped to get out by the end of 2011 and somehow managed to make it happen and move to the woods in the beginning of 2011, probably right around the time that Neptune moved into Pisces.
See, in that, Neptune moving into Pisces, Neptune, the planet of, the higher self, and Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac representing our spiritual natures.
Mm.
I gave up corporatocracy. You went to the woods. I call
Hmm.
it corporatocracy. I quit working for the man.
Hmm.
um, so that was for me a very different era. And I do wonder as we move into Aries, because this is new beginning for Neptune in a major way. And again, with it being heralded and solidified, literally given the foundation of Saturn as
Hmm.
Neptune goes into Aries for
Hmm.
another lengthy period of time. And I don't have these dates in my head, so I'm not going to guess at it, but more than 10 years.
Yeah.
We'll have Saturn there with Neptune for the next almost 3 years.
Hmm.
So this is definitely a sea change. This is going to feel different. How did Saturn feel for you when it went from Aquarius, in 2020, 2021, 2022, and then it went into Pisces over 23, 24, 25?
Mm.
What
Also
did
very
what did that
challenging
change? What did
change
what
time.
was what was what did you have to work on or create structure for?
Oh, my entire work life fell apart in those years. And I lost my father. So like everything upended.
So your structure completely changed in Pisces.
Completely fell apart and I had to rebuild it. Yeah.
And Pisces is your 12th house.
Yes.
Right. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Pisces for me is my work house, my sixth house. So Saturn going into there meant, there was a whip telling me to get busy, get it
Mm-hmm.
busy, get it busy. I've done a lot of work in these last 3 years. I don't know if I'll get a relief as it goes into Aries. So take a look where Pisces is. Is it a first house, second house, third house? Like Cat, is it your 12th house? Like me, is it your sixth house? What did Saturn structure or create a foundation for over the last 3 years? And now it's moving away from that area, providing relief
Mm.
and moving into an area, Aries, which is, active, fiery, um, what are some other Aries keywords? First,
Assertive.
assertive, knows what they want.
Hmm. I struggle because I just associate it with the first house. And so I think of it as like, well, this is where you how and where you show up in the world, which is just me, but
But
and then
on
the
some
other
level,
first
that's
house.
true for everybody because it is the first house in the
Yeah.
zodiac. So wherever it is in the chart, it's kind of representing, for me, it's the seventh house, so it represents where other people, right, maybe
Hmm.
are assertive and exhibiting those Aryan things. If it's in someone's fourth house, it shows, well, maybe those traits are in your home,
Hmm.
either other people or your home environment in general. If it's
Hmm.
in your 10th house, maybe it's showing what your career is like, where
Hmm.
the Aryan people are in your place of being out in the world.
Hmm.
So we're going to feel this sea change as this conjunction Saturn and Neptune hit this month, February 17th, and then slowly, slowly pull apart. But again, we're going to feel it for the next, I'd say, 3 years, um, roughly.
Yeah. Three
Very
to 12
comfortable.
years.
Well, yeah, 3 years for sure, because Saturn's there then the whole
Yeah.
time, and maybe moving back and forth in Taurus during a period of that at the end, but solidly going to be going through there for 2+ years, and then back and forth when it's closer to Taurus.
Mhm.
So this is a big sea change for us all. What do we see with check out the node because it's
Yeah.
also at 28 it's at 10 degrees of Pisces. It's also in Pisces.
Yeah. North Node. Ooh, men traveling a narrow path seeking illumination.
Seeking illumination.
Right. So we've got the hen scratching for her chicks, the lady rising out of the ocean with the seal, the owl up in the tree, the net curtain blowing into a cornucopia, and then a group of men traveling a narrow path.
It's a good
Seeking
idea. I've heard that that can
illumination.
be a good way to walk. Walk a narrow path isn't bad.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is we got some positive symbology here on a collective level.
we do.
And we haven't even looked at Aquarius yet.
I
So
know.
there's that whole cluster in Aquarius. What's that 21 for Mercury tell us?
First, I want to see what the South Node is.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay. 10 Virgo. A boy molded in his mother's aspirations for him.
Back to those female symbols.
Yeah.
I like
Okay.
that too. That's interesting. It's a lot of what we've been going through collectively and maybe personally has reminded me of when the bullies are out on the playground and nobody's doing anything to stop them.
Yeah.
And who is it that usually fixes things?
Mom.
Yeah, or the woman who represents the
Woman.
mom who comes out on the playground, the teacher, and says, "Oh, no, 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 go to
Mm-hmm.
the principal's office."
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of a positive symbol here for
I think
where
so
we're at
too.
right now. Um, what about Mercury now?
All right. Aquarius. 21 from Mercury. A rug placed on a floor for children to play. More of that caregiving.
Hmm. And we've got right behind that conjunct at 19 degrees.
A large white dove bearing a message.
Hey, hey. Skip the sun for a minute. Let's come back to that. What is
Okay.
Mars at 7 degrees?
Beautifully gowned wax figures on display. It's a weird one.
It reminds me of when you go into a wax museum, they don't do replicas of not famous people.
It's not like, and here's a coal miner.
Right. It's usually people like Thomas Jefferson or something there. It makes me picture, like presidents or Supreme Court justices or something like that, even though.
Mhm. Right.
And that's Mars, right?
Yeah, that's Mars.
Read that one more time.
Beautifully gowned wax figures on display. I think they're creepy, personally, wax figures.
It just reminds me of the Supreme Court, and it doesn't. I don't think about this symbol in a positive way right now, but I don't want to
Yeah.
go down that rabbit hole too far. Um, and what about Pluto? I think maybe start at 4 degrees of Pluto because it's closer.
A council of ancestors.
Yeah, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
And it does feel like we're in a need for a council of ancestors and for all of these important authority symbols that represent the teacher rather than the devil.
Mm,
I don't know, maybe the devil's the wrong word here.
the
But
wax figure.
yeah, yeah, I don't know. Uh,
Frozen in time, stuck in the past.
maybe a more positive representation of our humanity. Most
Yeah,
of these symbols are pretty positive
they are.
representations.
They are.
So now we get into the crux at the 13-degree point, Aquarius, Leo.
Okay.
What's 13, the sun?
Oh, 13, the sun in Aquarius. A train entering a tunnel.
Fascinating.
Did you
Now
see?
that's fascinating to me because it feels like a tunnel when these planets are conjunct the sun
Yeah.
because they're they're being illuminated for the sun from the sun's point of view. You know, they're being illuminated, but then they're also invisible when they pass. So that's why we call them combust. That's
Mm-hmm.
why conjunct the sun is seen as um, not necessarily a good thing. You know, there's a cazimi. There's this spot where they're in exactly the same place, and it's but
Mm-hmm.
other than that, it's kind of seen as being burnt up in the sun and then reborn on the
Mm-hmm.
other side of the sun. So we
Mm-hmm.
see that Venus is reborn on the other side of the sun now.
Mm-hmm.
Mars not yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so this, but we did have the cazimi. Mars, you know, is doing some stuff right now, which we'll talk about later in the fall. But later as the year goes on. But the sun has this power of, in astrology, rebirthing the planets,
Mm-hmm.
if you will, right? They're coming out anew on the other side of their conjunction with the sun.
Yeah.
So I find that 13 degrees of the sun. Can you read it one more time?
A train entering a tunnel.
So it sort of feels like that to me, you know, as you're going into this tunnel, these planets are going through this tunnel. They come out the other side, on the other side of the Crazimi with the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make any sense? I don't know.
Yes. Yes, it does. Did you see any videos from the rallies across the country this weekend?
I did.
Did you see the ones in Los Angeles when the crowd went and through the tunnel?
No. Oh my gosh. No kidding.
Yeah.
How perfect. Ah,
And it was like some sort of joyous, rebellious dance party energy that seemed like it had a transformative feel to it.
notice Capricorn is empty.
Uh-huh.
That's where Pluto was for all these last 20 some odd years, while all the evil minions were rubbing their hands together and stealing the gold and everything. I mean,
Right.
literally, it's underground stuff. We're talking about plutocracy,
Right.
Pluto, underground minerals, etc. And their wealth was built on those underground minerals. And they're afraid of the sun and the sunlight because they're oil barons.
Yeah.
So plutocracy is also talking about the oil barons, but now Pluto is in the sign of the people.
Right. And it's finally hit the Council of Ancestors.
Yeah. So, I don't want to get too all positive here because we have Uranus at 27 degrees now, finally direct, going back to its place where it was retrograde. So it's completing its retrogradation. It's
Mm-hmm.
completing its time in Taurus, a long 7 years in Taurus, where it had, it changed things up for you wherever Taurus was.
Yeah.
But now it's going into Gemini, and that is the return in the United States. And this is what the astrologers are talking about as far as the Uranus return to the United States corresponding with um, revolutionary and civil wars in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So
This time we need to not let the elite pit us against each other. It needs to be.
I think it's too late for that. They did. That's what the Civil War is about.
No, I know the one that's coming.
Yeah, some would say we're in it.
I know, but it's not, we can't let it be, the sides have to be the people versus the power. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Not two sides of people
we
against
already
each
have a
other.
bunch of the people, but they're being siphoned off as they see their rights being eroded. Some of them may not see it yet.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of weird contradictions going on here,
Yeah.
but it's Uranus.
Yeah.
So as Uranus enters fully into Gemini, everybody, all the astrologers are predicting, let's just say stuff's going to hit the fan.
Mm-hmm.
And probably that's because all this joyous stuff over here, where a whole bunch of the people say, no, we're going through a tunnel,
Right.
there's going to probably be some pushback against that. And this could be a dissolution of structure, right?
Yeah, it's happening right now. Yeah.
And in the past, this dissolution of structure has corresponded, the Saturn Neptune conjunction has historically corresponded with Russia. So it was the Saturn Neptune conjunction was when the Tsar fell.
Mm.
A Saturn Russian conjunction was when the Soviet Union fell.
Mm.
And here we are at another Saturn Neptune, sorry, Saturn Neptune conjunction. And again, its impact on Russia. Russia's not doing real good right now. Let's put it that
So
way.
maybe a multipolar collapse of empires. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, and I have not followed, I don't follow astrologers who have talked much about what's going on in the Middle East, but I'd be curious to know what are the historical astrological markers that show the history there, because that might be interesting to see. We're
Mhm.
definitely coming, just looking at these two minor trines and knowing what we're coming up to. Um, according to astrologer Rick Levine, July is going to be one heck of a time in
Yeah.
world history
Yeah.
as we get to this peak of this trine between Pluto, Uranus, and Saturn, all in their new signs,
Mhm.
Aquarius, Taurus, and Gemini.
Yeah.
So not sure, at the other side of Uranus being in Gemini for the United States, when Uranus moves into Cancer, things are always better.
Mm.
We were better after the Revolutionary War.
Hmm.
People had a better lifestyle, had better, quality of living. We were better
Always.
after World War II, higher quality of living in the United States.
Hmm.
And we were better, some would say, um, after the Civil War.
Hmm.
Um, it was certainly better for some people
Right.
to have slavery ended. Others
Sure.
would complain, oh, well, I lost my slave. Well, where do
I
you?
know, right?
So we got one more symbol, two more symbols here to look at. What's the moon opposite all that?
13 Leo, cherub-like, a human soul whispers, seeking to manifest.
Sweet. Boy, howdy.
Got little baby angels wanting to
Yeah.
be born.
Yeah, this seems like a really good chart to actually consider a better future and make plans for what you want to do that might be long term. Because this kind of, we're moving into an eclipse season. This chart has a potentiality of impacting us for 6 months down the road.
Mhm.
Did you read Black Moon at, what do we want to say,
Yeah,
5?
that was the owl up in the
That was
tree.
the owl. Okay, yeah, yeah, cool.
Although I didn't
All
read
right,
5. You want to read 5? Sagittarius?
sure.
Okay. A game of cricket.
Cricket. Gaming going on here. I don't know. You know, even though we've got Mars approaching the sun and we've got the square with Mars and Uranus on the approach. Let me share that again to look at. So Mars at 3 degrees. Uh, I thought it was square something.
Pluto at 3.
Yeah, I'm at 7 degrees.
Oh, no.
It's going to go well. It's been in a square configuration with Mercury 3 times, and it's going to go retro because Mercury is going to go retrograde. We're going to
Mm.
have more of the Mars Mercury stuff. So that's, I guess, what's in my mind. Um, do you see anything else here that's? worthy
No,
of noting besides just this huge conjunction in Aquarius?
no. I mean, but just Black Moon Neptune coming up on their trine. But I don't know how much that'll last. Black Moon will move on before Neptune does. Did we look up Neptune 0 degrees? Oh, yes, the seal,
Yeah,
right? The woman rising out of the ocean, the seal embracing her,
yeah.
trying the owl up in the tree.
So this symbology, in my mind, is fairly positive in the way it's
Mhm.
pointing the directions.
Yeah.
It could be challenging in the moment. And again, there's a big sea change if you've been used to and comfortable with Saturn, Neptune, and Pisces. Well, that's all changing now.
All right.
And getting ready for the change of Uranus going into Taurus, or sorry, going from Taurus and into Gemini.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big change too.
Yeah.
But Uranus is more comfortable, I believe, in Gemini,
Mhm.
where moving around back and forth is all
Right.
good, and Uranus is kind of about the spontaneity and randomness,
Right.
and Taurus really doesn't like spontaneity and randomness,
Right. No. But Gemini does.
but Gemini does. So on some level, it might be sparking revolutions, but I think it's also maybe really good for a lot of people individually in what you're doing in your life and might feel a lot better.
Probably people need revolutions in their life too.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
The politics is personal.
Yeah.
Personal is political. It's
Yeah.
all
What
one.
personal revolution do you need in your life right now?
Yeah.
Let this moon be the trigger.
Yeah.
Positive revolution in your life.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, have a wonderful and, you know, fruitful, cumulative moon.
Yeah. Go
And,
find a seal to embrace or something.
yeah, find a seal to embrace. A lot of woman power in this
And make sure
chart.
you've got a cornucopia out ready for stuff to fall into.
Brilliant. Are you going to go do an art project or anything fun and creative with this energy?
Well, probably. I just finished up my last snake batch of toy snake door draft snakes in time, just in time for an art sale on Friday. But I already did that, so it's probably a little bit of time for me to relax and take care of some other projects.
Yeah. Again, that accumulation and kind of
Yeah,
wrapping things up and back up your computers, do that backup stuff. Mercury's headed to retrograde.
yeah, yeah. Good call.
All right. You guys have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.